Good morning and welcome. I'm Deborah Rutter, and I am the president of the Kennedy Center, a job that I have not held very long, but I am thrilled to be in it and thrilled to know all of you and to welcome you here to the Kennedy Center. This is an event that you may actually still be scratching your head just a little bit about, but we're thrilled that you took the leap and that you're here and you're participating with us. A year ago, 15 months ago or so, we had our first ever Arts Leadership Forum. And that was before I got to the Kennedy Center. And when I came on board, I talked with my colleagues here, I talked with my boss, David Rubenstein, and we thought about this event and reconsidering it. So we are here today with the idea that we would not be a bunch of arts administrators talking to one another about the arts, but that we would, in fact, talk about issues that are facing the arts, facing society, and bringing other people together to have the conversation. And that we who are in this room as artists, art aficionados, art supporters, big-time thinkers and believers in what the role of the arts in the society are, could have a conversation with artists and academics, leaders in our society. So today is about a conversation, one big, long 6 or 7 hour conversation. It is a brand new experience for us. When we were thinking about how we would approach this, we felt like we needed a really good, strong partner. And I won't give you all the gory details about how we came to this, but it was really clear to me that Walter Isaacson and David Rubenstein are amongst the most powerful thinkers and leaders in our society, in our culture today, and that bringing together the Kennedy Center and the Aspen Institute would be a really great way for us to approach the conversations that we will have today. So a couple of things, and then I'll introduce my partner. This is indeed an informal day, very casual. If you look at the schedule, you won't see, here's your 20-minute break to go do email, or here's your 15-minute break to go outside and network. It is a through scheduled day. We encourage you to be here and participate. We want you to ask questions. We want you to push back. That's the whole point of today. It's about advancing the ideas that are happening in our world. But what we really would prefer is not do telephone conversations or email in the room. So if you can turn off your mechanics, that would be great. And if you need to leave the room for any reason, feel free to do so. It's really okay. We are streaming because we really want to document the conversation that we have here. If you do have a question, we have runners with microphones, so please, raise your hand and we will reach out to make sure that everybody can hear your comments along the way. I will come back a couple of times just to give you a little bit of context and to introduce a few people along the way. But first, as with any kind of art experience or a discussion of the arts, or those of us who live as administrators in the arts, we really have to start this morning with art. So I want to introduce you to somebody who, my guess is you know him better than you know who I am. Damian Woetzel is a dear, wonderful friend. He is, I think, an artist first, but man, that brain of his is extraordinary, and it's big, and just as big as his heart. He has a way of connecting people and ideas in a truly extraordinary way. And we are very lucky that he retired from dancing and has come into the world of thought and idea and provocation. He has been my partner. He's been my friend for 4 or 5 years, but he's been my partner deeply leading this effort. So without any further ado, I think I need to introduce Damian Woetzel and a little bit of art. Thank you.
Well, welcome. As Deborah said, this is an informal day, but it has a real mission and a purpose. And she used the word participate, and that is definitely the word of the day. Another word that I've been thinking about in the process of this is co-creation. This is a co-creation. In putting this together, we've reached out to people who you're going to meet over the course of this day, who, as Deborah said, are not just exclusively from the arts world. And I have to tell you that my goal essentially is what it's called, a road forward in all these different areas that the arts can play a part in, maybe already does, maybe can have a larger role in. And I think that I myself already am reaping the benefits, so I'm excited for you too as well, just in the setting up and setting the bar that high. But it does require a level of participation, and that's something that we're going to talk about in all areas, actually, about how we participate in our world, about how we actually choose to partake as citizens of the larger world, or perhaps to stay in our own bubbles. And this is about breaking out of that for the arts. And the way to begin that, really, is, in fact, to participate. So I'm going to ask Glenn Sales, our pianist here from the Washington Ballet and other ventures, and Johnny Gandelsman, violinist from Brooklyn Rider, the Night Silk Road Ensemble, and many other organizations. And we are going to do something just to get this off right. So would you all please stand up for a moment? Put down your coffee cups under your chairs and your programs and everything, all right? So you have just enough room to do this. You are actually going to dance the beginning of George Balanchine's Serenade right here in the theater lab. And if you don't, you will see. So I want you to imagine, and it is not hard to imagine because you were just outside, that the sun is shining very brightly, and you raise your right hand to shield your eyes. Beautiful. The sun is shining so brightly that you slowly bring that hand to your head because you've gotten just a little bit of a headache. From there, because we're in the Kennedy Center, you start to feel just a little patriotic, and you bring that hand over your heart. From there, because you're in the Kennedy Center, you start to feel like maybe I am an artist, and you lower your two hands to what we call first position. Don't be frightened. On the appointed moment, I'm going to say feet, and you're going to do this. Not a big deal. If you're very good, you can do this, but we'll take this. That's fine. You're almost done. You're going to open your arms and one leg slightly, just a little. You're going to close, and you're going to prepare to dance. And that really is, feel that for a second. Just feel that idea. All right, rehearsal. Rehearsal. Ready? Curtain, please. The sun is shining, and you hold this position. Just feel the music. Just relax. Now very slowly, bring that hand to your a little bit patriotic. First position, warning. And feet. And we open. Prepare to dance. Okay, stay standing. That was your rehearsal. So we're going to do that one more time because practice does make perfect. Participating is a process. It goes on. So what are you doing? You're dancing George Balanchine's Serenade. It's the ballet he first made when he came to America. Years before founding the New York City Ballet, he founded the School of American Ballet, and this was created for his very first students. He said to them, we need to understand what it means to dance outside of class, so I'm going to make a ballet. And it led to everything that followed. It was the new world of American ballet. And it happened first outside at an estate, the Warburg Estate in White Plains, New York. On a beautiful evening, the dancers took the stage, and American ballet was essentially born. So you are in this continuum of creation and of education, because this is what it came from. It was about the idea that there's more than just doing it right. There's something else. There's about transportation to a higher realm, to a higher level, about aspiration. So now we're going to do this one more time, and we're going to actually let them do the introduction, which is a little bit of a tiny bit of a tag. And you're basically standing backstage right now, and the curtain is down. And when I say curtain, that'll be your cue to put your hands up. But until that moment, just imagine that you're getting ready, and it's 1934, and Ballet in America is about to be born, and you're a part of it. And Megan, you can follow along. Join. Okay. Ready, guys? Here we go. And. Warning on the curtain. Here goes the curtain. Feet. And prepare to dance. Hold, hold. Okay. Now we're off to the right start. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, you've now danced Balanchine to the beautiful music of Tchaikovsky's Serenade for Strings. And the other thing I wanted to say as we get started here is this is a day of languages. We're going to hear language of technology, the language of the law, the language of justice, the language of education, the language of free speech, the language of race. And these are all strands. There are sections today, but these are strands that interweave through the entire thing. But they're languages, essentially. So the other thing I wanted to do to get us started is to actually have a little language lesson for a language I think most of you are very unfamiliar with. I'd like to bring Johnny back out, and I'd like to introduce Ron Primetime Myles. And there's Ron. And Ron is going to give us a little lesson in what's called Memphis Jukin. Memphis Jukin is a language that's new. It's a new language, about 25, 30 years old in there, grown out of the streets of Memphis to Memphis music, and it's become catapulted into the public consciousness through artists like Ron Primetime Myles and his cousin Little Buck. And this is a piece that we created to show you the vocabulary of Jukin. It's in 3 parts, and I'm going to let them take it away. And Johnny's going to give us a little Bach, because that's another language. Thank you. So, just to give you a little declension quickly, you saw jukin, choppin, and buckin. Can you jukin?
Jukin.
Show. Okay. Choppin. And buckin. Woo! All right. All right. Onward. Now we're ready. Let's have an art summit. Deborah.